Howdy, I'm Max, your local neighborhood tall juggler who identifies as a simple no. I was really gonna upload my video on Veritas, but a couple people told me it's probably best for me not to tackle it and wait for someone with more of a soul to fight that battle. And I wanted to make a video on a terrible amazing digital circuits review I saw, but I don't actually complete in time. Luckily, I just so happened to locate a video by our favorite YouTuber, Disillusioned Player, who made a video on woke video games, and what better way to celebrate Pride Month than to commentate on a video about woke video games. Now, with all that out of the way, let us get to work.
In the past, I made the mistake of thinking that video games were supposed to be fun. My naive younger self foolishly played Grand Theft Auto with a smile on my face as I plowed through pedestrians on the sidewalk, when I should have done so while simultaneously mourning the fact that my very existence as a straight white male has resulted in the perpetuation of racist, patriarchal, and homophobic systems that oppress people I've never met. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's sad that I feel I have to say that. But the way modern media is now, you can say the most outrageous things imaginable, and people really can't be sure.
Quick question, what do you mean by saying outrageous things? You mean people saying the most vile, racist things imaginable and acting like it's all a joke? Looking at you, those who dunk on the existence of Flair and Lowfall. And one more thing, why do I feel like my expectations are going to the center after this interjection?
The people most active in being offended are a vocal minority that have convinced all the powerful institutions of Western society that they need to cater to them.
I don't know about you, but I feel like corporations are supporting Pride on a whim during Pride Month before dropping it, and even donating to anti-LGBTQ or other regressive causes, and not doing it because the quote-unquote vocal minority says so. While yes, people actually make a corps to support Pride, the thing is, said megacorps are doing it because they want money out of it. They don't care about whoever is doing on the ground activism to ensure the rights of transgender people and many more are not attacked by any other means. They just want money and that's it. You could have been a person who helped hold these mega corporations accountable for using Pride as a cash cow and warning others of any big corporations who expect support of Pride. But no, you'll complain they expect support at all.
As a result, nearly all popular level media presents the same tired woke opinion on everything. And this has taken over the gaming industry entirely, to the point that it's pretty much impossible to be an open conservative and keep your job as a game journalist or developer. The industry is a hive mind of radical leftist opinions that is completely out of touch with the opinions of most of its consumers. Take, for instance, the outrage over Days Gone's protagonist. John Ryan from IGN claims that he rolled his eyes upon first sight of the character because he was, quote, yet another gruff white male protagonist.
Citation needed. I actually had to go out of my way to look up that article you mentioned because you did not link in the description. And when I found it, you were right. But you also took John Ryan out of context. Here, let me show you the full paragraph John wrote regarding the protagonist of Days Gone.
Days Gone makes some interesting choices that kept my play session engaging. And the sections of its story that I experienced piqued my interest enough that I was legitimately frustrated that I couldn't continue playing at the end of the demo. While I'll admit that I initially rolled my eyes at yet another gruff white male protagonist in a grim world, especially one with such a gruff white male protagonist a name as Deacon Street, John, I ended up getting far more invested than I'd initially expected. I shouldn't be surprised. I suppose this is a first-party Sony title, and Bend is no stranger to writing around well-developed characters and games with a strong narrative focus either.
John wasn't dunking on the game because it has a gruff white male protagonist. He literally said, at first, rolled his eyes at the idea of another gruff white male protagonist, but changed his mind after he played the demo, to the point where he was upset we can no longer play it when he finished said demo. How far up your own ass you have to be in order to take the specific word, the specific quote out of context to suit your narrative? Stop it!
What is especially annoying about this is that straight white male is likely also a description of the majority of their audience. In other words, the gaming industry hates straight white men and wants their money.
John Ryan never said he hates straight white men. It was never a part of the gaming industry hates straight white men yet wants their money. John was saying that he initially rolled his eyes at the existence of another gruff white male protagonist, which implies that it was his residual feeling about said protagonist before changing his mind. Shut your pie!
Consider also the ridiculous Polygon article complaining about the way From Software writes women. A baffling paragraph is worth quoting in full. Quote, Millennia exemplifies the way From Soft writes women in its games. Whether bosses or NPCs you meet in the wild, these women have a shared condition. They exist in tragically declined worlds, sharing a specific brokenness, disfigurement, abandonment, and loss. They are afflicted by gender, and the cure for when they are obstacles instead of mutely helpful is for the player to enact succinct violence. It is a particular kind of idealized femininity, as fantastical as the foreboding castles and giant trees, demure, quiet, void of needs or motivations, an echoed presence of dolls, mothers, and even helpmeets who guide the player along. Their emotions are muted in their more docile counterparts, before erupting into a shrieking, horrifying hysteria when encountered in combat. End quote. This is delusional and completely unfounded. This author is scraping the bottom of the barrel for something to be offended by. But this is unfortunately not unusual for game journaling at this point.
Buddy, please cite the articles you mentioned. Again, you didn't cite the article in the description, and this time you didn't even bother to say the writer's name. And do you even elaborate on how it's unfounded? Nope. You just say it is and just move on from this interjection.
GameSpot likewise provided us with a laughably delusional take when its journos complained about the trauma of having a conservative quest giver in Far Cry 5. It wasn't enough for these out-of-touch bugmen that the character was clearly a caricature of a conservative, which was maybe lost on them, considering how much of an echo chamber they are in, but they were confused and outraged that the character was someone they weren't supposed to be hostile toward. Apparently, even if the game is making fun of conservatives, that still isn't enough. Anything less than shooting a conservative NPC is traumatizing and evil to these people.
Is this gonna be a trend for you? Just claim an article saying something but never cite nor sort of paragraph? So a lack of evidence doesn't inherently mean it's false, but it's still nice to show you're woke every once in a while. And while we're still on topic, when are you gonna get to supposed wokeness in these video games? All you ever done in the video so far is to talk about the game journalist industry, and we only have 3 minutes left of your video, and your video is 7 minutes long. You're being a dead horse to the point where it's basically a Pleasant Organ lasagna point and not even getting to the point.
Let us also call to mind the outrage when BioWare included lesbian romance opportunities for pervy players who play as female shepherd, but felt that a gay romance was not in character for the male shepherd. How dare they make a decision based on what they felt was most true to the character, rather than exclusively pushing a political agenda. Of course, they caved in later Mass Effect games and gave the option for a gay shepherd.
You literally claim the developers added the choice to engage in lesbian relationships as female character for the purported players, but not add gay relationships because it doesn't fit the male character. Do you even hear yourself? Do you have any idea how gross that comes off as, especially to the people who these supposed woke companies cave in for? The way you word it sounds like the developers added the choice to be in a lesbian relationship for fan service, and quite frankly it's telling of your character that you didn't stop when you wrote that down and thought, maybe I'll write this time, and scrap that line. Also, again, no article cited. I cannot stress how annoying this gets after a while.
Because when your primary motivation is money, the loudest minority can get you to do whatever they want.
Megacorps are supporting diversity causes to score points and get money, while some even donate to aggressive causes behind the scenes. We already went over that.
Unfortunately, both of them are straight. But that's not going to stop any of the ravenous Swiss cheese cinematic universe fanfiction writers all over the internet.
Though these instances have turned out alright thus far, most of the woke mob's victims haven't been so lucky. Take John Gibson, CEO, founder and co-owner of Tripwire Interactive, who was forced out of the company after expressing pro-life views.
Gibson literally supported a Texas law that bans abortions and even self-proclaimed himself as a pro-life gamer. And even that, you do realize that pro-life is just a bad stance to have because it essentially goes against the existence of abortions because it's mortal. Some other science that ignores reasons why a woman should get an abortion, but that's off topic. Point is, Gibson took an objectively wrong stance and was held accountable for it and stepped down. And apparently it didn't even last that long either.
Or consider similar instances with Casey Hollingshead from Obsidian, Kara Lynn from Limited Run Games, and Simon Chilinsky, the sound designer for Subnautica.
Are you even gonna elaborate on what you mean, or are you just gonna name drop people and hope nobody looks up what they did? Your common rhino lovers of not showing evidence, it's really obnoxious, and considering that you've objectively one of the worst commentary channels in the history of commentary in terms of argument interjections, that's not a good thing. Also glad that you're not grabbing articles out of nowhere, but not glad that you have yet to get into these woke video games, and considering you have 2 minutes until your video ends, hurry up.
All these people were forced out for simply not being woke enough. At this point, it doesn't seem that media companies in general even care about making good products anymore, let alone well-crafted art. Everything has been she-hulked. You like the theme of wholesome friendship in Stranger Things? Well, think again, because now Will is gay. You like the problem-solving and leadership of Fred from Scooby-Doo? Well, now he's an incompetent white supremacist. You love that Tolkien wrote of Galadriel's power in such a way that still emphasized and exalted her femininity? Well, too bad, because now she's just a badass bitch with no flaws or personality whatsoever. It's tiring seeing character after character get a meaningless race swap or come out as gay.
So finally we got to the point of the video about wokeness and the garbage. Will being gay has literally no bearing on the theme of wholesome friendship that Stranger Things has, other than the fact that he's gay. Your complaint about it is such a non-issue, honestly. And Velma, I don't know where you got the idea that despite fearing nothing but garbage part that is heavy about literally everyone is canon. So it made drastic changes to said canon, but Scooby-Doo has multiple canons anyways, but that's beside the point. And the last one, I don't know much about whoever the hell she is, and I'm told I'm not gonna get an answer from this video, so I'm skipping that. Point is, I thought this was a video on woke video games.
Not because it contributes to the story, but simply because the writers hate the straight white males who make up a good portion of their audience.
If a trend of adding non-straight and non-white characters for many reasons is enough to convince you that the gaming industry hates straight white men, then clearly Pride Month is enough to send you into orbit. Just saying.
They think their consumers are ignorant bigots, and that it is their job as enlightened listeners of NPR to educate the masses, and cancel them if they can't be educated.
Oh great, now we're making fanfics about the ins and outs of the quote-unquote woke hive mind now, are we? Also, 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. TikTok.
They will destroy anyone who gets in the way of their agenda, to force the world into submission to their woke dogma.
Force the world into submission? You sound more sensitive than every essay Davey stereotype combined. Again, we went over this. I am not repeating myself again.
And they will hypocritically do so in the name of diversity, tolerance, and inclusion.
Because how dare the woke mob not accept opinions that invalidates women's rights to a safe abortion? How dare they not love everyone conditionally despite the messages of love them totally not misconstruing a pivotal attempt as a gotcha of hypocrisy? How dare they roll their eyes when the latest anti-woke grifter is having a tantrum about fucking pronouns instead of letting me and my kin's echo chambers echo without pushback? Is the sarcasm getting off well?
The woke mob has taken over media, and especially the video game industry, and it's ruined everything. Nothing can be fun anymore. Protagonists must all be annoying or flat female characters. White characters must be evil, or else be portrayed as repenting of their whiteness. All conservative characters must be killed on sight. Any dissenting opinions must be silenced, and any game developers who dare to resist the hive mind must have their livelihoods ruined. That is the video game industry today. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I bet it's so time to be some random dude online who falls for grifters on the internet that advertise how the world is being taken over by supposed wokeness and gets encouraged to make up fanfics about the world and act like it's all real. I bet it's so tired for a Disillusioned Player to do all that. It's a good thing you are planning to go to sleep in that game you're playing because you need to go to sleep and wake up in the morning. And while you're at it, take a picture of your reaction when you find out you woke up in the morning. Touch grass, man. You really need some vitamin D. Sorry if you feel like an ad hominem, I assure you it's not supposed to be. I'm just tired of you.
I think a lot of other people are tired of it too. My hope is that more and more people within the industry decide to speak out, and that people of differing opinions from the presently dominant voices start to band together and help support each other's projects. Otherwise, the creativity of the gaming industry will continue to be choked out. If you're tired of wokeness in the video game industry as well, please like and subscribe and all that. Thanks for listening.
Finally, time for a conclusion. I literally had to recognize under this video absolutely fucking sucks. Not only does it not talk about woke video games, all it did was rant about the woke mob and the gaming journalists and the woke characters. Like, bestie, please! It's literally clickbait. I cannot find any other word to describe it. It's literally clickbait. I'll personally give this video a 0 out of 10 because how awful the video was, honestly. Anyways, I apologize for disappearing for a long time and if the commentary felt terrible. Life got in the way. Stupid life. If you enjoyed this video somehow, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps you out in the long run and it really types you enjoy hearing these things from me. Anyways, try not to hurt yourself. Your bed needs a little cleaning, do your laundry and take a shower. You deserve some self-care. Peace.